Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Ross. Welcome to another man. I just wanted to throw a thought out to you that I read this morning. Um, Jesus is talking to his disciples, and of course, he's ministering. This is John or Luke chapter 7. He's ministering, doing Jesus stuff, right? John the Baptist has a moment of maybe needing confirmation because he sends two of his disciples to Jesus in Luke chapter 7. He sends them to Jesus and says, "Are you the coming one, or are we going to look for somebody else? Are you really him?" Not sure why he had that moment, but I think we all have our moments. We just need confirmation of our faith, and that was John the Baptist's there in Luke chapter 7, verse 20. And he sent two of his disciples to say to Jesus, "Are you the one?" He sent two, which is the number of witness. So that's something to put away in your mind. Two people make a complete witness. That's why also in the book of Matthew and other places it says where two or three are gathered together in my name. That's a witness of the testimony of God amongst you, that he is there with you. So that's something to think about too. So Jesus doesn't answer him in that moment, but he does a lot of things. He cures people of their afflictions and their infirmities. He delivers people from demonic spirits. He even gave people sight that were blind. And then he said, "You go and tell John what you've seen. The blind see, the lame walk, the lepers are cleansed, the deaf hear, the dead are raised, and the poor have the gospel preached to them." And then he makes a statement, and this is the part that caught my attention, which is very interesting, right? He says, "And blessed is he who is not offended because of me." Now, the word offended in the Greek is the word scandalizo. And if you listen very carefully, that's very easy to find out that that's a root word in the Greek for the English word, which means scandal, scandalizo, offended. And so we need to ask ourselves in the day and age in which we live in, are we going to be true to the faith, realizing that our testimony and our witness could be scandalous? It could cause a disruption in the life of others so strongly that they're offended by us, and in turn they'll challenge us to not be true to who we are or true to what we believe, and our faith could be looked upon as scandalous. Now, I say that because in Canada right now, on a regular basis, people are being persecuted, prosecuted, put in jail, fined for their faith in God. Literally in Canada, our northern neighbor, freedom of speech is gone there. Everything now is considered hate speech. No matter what you say, somebody's going to be offended by it. And in Canada, they're taking you, to court and to prison. So at some point, you got to ask yourself, when does that travel south? And it's coming. I'm sure. I was reading also this week or last week how the California government during COVID was monitoring all activity with churches and church people, however they define that, who knows. But the government was literally spying on the people of California through their different mediums of social media and emails and such. That's an infringement of people's first, their amendments of freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of anything. That's why the Second Amendment is so important, right? Not to get off track, but the second one helps defend the first one. But anyway, so just think about that. If you have any comments, leave them in the bottom, and we'll go from there. Have a blessed day.